Your strategy for fitting in is probably making you invisible. Most people think they know how to handle being the new person, the outsider walking into a room where every laugh is an inside joke they weren't there for. The truth is that the two most common approaches are both traps, and experts violently disagree on which one is worse. One path offers acceptance at the cost of your identity, the other preserves your identity at the cost of acceptance. Where do you stand? By the end of this, the ground beneath your feet might have shifted. The first and most intuitive path is assimilation. Blend in. The logic is simple, almost primal. Humans are wired for belonging. An established group has its own ecosystem, its own language, its own rituals, its own unspoken rules about who speaks when and what jokes are safe. To enter this system with minimal friction, you become a chameleon. You listen more than you speak. You learn the acronyms. You laugh at the stories you don't fully get. Your goal is to lower the social cost for the group to include you. You are demonstrating that you are safe, that you are one of them, that you will uphold the existing order. This is the path of the new hire who, within a month, is using the same corporate jargon as their boss and has adopted the team's cynical humor. They get invited to lunch, they are copied on important emails, they've successfully mirrored the tribe's culture, and the tribe has, in turn, lowered its defenses. This isn't necessarily weakness. It can be a display of high social intelligence. It's a strategic choice to prioritize connection and access over immediate self-expression. You earn your place by showing you respect the structure that was there before you. You become a known quantity, predictable, trustworthy. This approach builds social capital quietly, creating a foundation from which you can later exert influence. That sounds convincing, but there's a problem. What happens when you're so good at blending in that you disappear entirely? The very things that made you unique, the outside perspective you were hired for, the different life experiences that could have enriched the friend group, they get sanded down and polished away until nothing is left. You've become a perfect echo. The group hasn't gained a new member, it has just duplicated an existing one. Over time, this path can lead to a quiet, internal crisis, a slow-burning resentment. You look around the table, a full member in good standing, and feel a profound sense of loneliness. You are present, but you are unseen. The person they accepted is a carefully constructed character, and the real you is sitting just behind the eyes, wondering if it will ever be safe to come out. This is the hidden cost of assimilation, and it's what fuels the argument for the opposite strategy. The path of authenticity, or even disruption. This argument states that your value as an outsider is your otherness. Your ignorance of how things are done here is a feature, not a bug. It allows you to ask the questions no one else thinks to ask. Why do we do it this way? Has anyone considered this alternative? Your fresh eyes can spot the inefficiencies, the hypocrisies, the slow-drifting complacency that every established group eventually develops. To hide that perspective is to withhold your greatest contribution. It's a disservice to the group and a betrayal of yourself. Imagine a company board where every member has the same background, went to the same schools, and reads the same papers. Their thinking becomes circular. They are blind to their own blind spots. The outsider who joins that board and challenges their core assumptions isn't being difficult. They are performing a vital, necessary function. They are introducing cognitive diversity. This is the source of all innovation and resilience. The initial friction they create, the awkward meetings, the defensive responses, is the necessary growing pain of a system being forced to evolve. The disruptor argues that true belonging isn't about being liked for a false self. It's about being respected for your real one, even when it's uncomfortable. They are playing a long game. They are betting that their integrity and unique contribution will eventually be seen as more valuable than their ability to seamlessly fit in. And yet, this path is littered with casualties. We celebrate the successful disruptor, the maverick who changed the game. We rarely talk about the ones who were chewed up and spit out. The group's immune system is a powerful thing. It's designed to identify and neutralize foreign agents. If you push too hard, too fast, without first building any relational trust, you won't be seen as a valuable challenger. You'll be labeled a threat, a problem, someone who doesn't get it. The group will close ranks, and you will be permanently frozen out. There's a fine line between a productive provocateur and a social grenade. The porcupine keeps its quills intact, but it sleeps alone. Is that a victory? The stark reality is that many groups are too rigid, too insecure, or too dysfunctional to handle a genuine challenge. In these environments, relentless authenticity is a form of strategic suicide. It guarantees your isolation. The truth is more complicated than either side admits. This isn't a simple choice between being a chameleon or a porcupine. It's a dynamic dance of calibration. The real skill is knowing when to blend and when to stand out. It's about sequencing. You can't disrupt on day one. You haven't earned the right. The initial phase of joining any group requires a period of listening, of learning the culture, of building basic human trust. You adopt the surface-level customs to show respect for the social contract. You learn the handshake. You figure out the communication cadence. This is how you build the social capital you will need to spend later. Think of it like an ambassador to a foreign country. A smart ambassador learns the local language, respects the etiquette, and attends the ceremonies. They show they value the host culture. This builds goodwill. It opens doors, but they never forget who they represent. Their ultimate purpose is to be a bridge between two different worlds, to facilitate a conversation. They can't do that if they go native and forget their own country's interests. They also can't do it if they stand on a soapbox in the town square, denouncing local customs on their first day. They must be both inside and outside at the same time. Their power comes from that duality. This is the model for the intelligent outsider. You earn trust through selective assimilation. You show you're a team player on the 90% of things that don't compromise your core principles. You help with the boring tasks. You support a teammate's project. You participate in the group's minor rituals. You prove you're invested in the group's success. You are making deposits in the bank of trust. Then, when a critical issue arises, when your unique perspective truly matters, you make a withdrawal. You have the standing to say, "I see this differently," because you've proven you're not a critic lobbing bombs from the outside, but a committed member trying to prevent the group from walking off a cliff. Your challenge is received as an act of loyalty, an act of care. The problem is, this requires immense self-awareness and situational sensitivity. You have to constantly read the room. Is this group healthy enough to accept feedback? Is this the right moment? Is this the hill you're willing to die on? Many people lack this calibration. They either assimilate so completely, they lose themselves, or they plant their flag of authenticity on every minor issue, burning through their social capital until they have none left. They confuse style with substance. You don't need to have a different opinion on where to order lunch to prove you're an independent thinker. You save your dissent for the things that count. You have to decide consciously what parts of your identity are non-negotiable and what parts are flexible social customs. This exposes the fundamental tension at the heart of the issue. It's a lifelong negotiation between two of our deepest human needs, the need for acceptance and the need for authenticity. We want to belong, to be part of the tribe. We also want to be seen and valued for who we truly are. These two needs are often in direct conflict. Every social interaction, every group you join, forces you to make a small trade-off. You give up a little bit of individual expression to gain a little bit of group cohesion, or you assert your individuality and risk creating distance. There is no perfect static solution. There is only a constant shifting balance. The person who masters this balance isn't just surviving as an outsider. They are leveraging their position for maximum impact. They are the bridge. They are the catalyst. They become the most valuable member of the group, precisely because they were never fully one of them. So what do you think? Look at the most important groups in your own life. At work, in your friendships, in your community. Are you playing the chameleon, fading into the background for the sake of a quiet life, leaving your best contributions unsaid? Or are you the porcupine, wearing your authenticity like armor, but wondering why you feel so disconnected? Where do you draw the line between fitting in and selling out?